Morning guys, it's Joe, all Leeds TV, and it's your post-match review after just a top game of football last night at Ellen Road. 0-0 it ended up, so I'm just going to really give you my thoughts on the game. I think we have to look at it and take a step back and look at it and think, you know what, we all wanted to win the game. On reflection on the game, a point's a decent, a fair result. And whatever you think of Boro's style of play, they set out to stifle us and to come away with a point. Bearing in mind the danger, the threat they posed from set pieces. It's a well thought point, and I go back to saying, when you look at it in perspective, take a step back. The games we've played for this first month, and to be top of the division, still undefeated, and let's have it right, Boro since Millwall haven't conceded a goal, and you can see why. Like seeing them, their back line is immense. Again, I go back to, regardless of whether or not you agree with the style of play, we all dislike Ayala. I'm not too keen on Friend personally. I was really impressed with Fry for a start, but yeah, their backline they're just a towering. They're just like a brick wall. We've got Pontus and they've got fucking 5 brick walls. They really impressed me at the back. One thing that did surprise me, I think, in the early start of the game, if I think back to Rotherham and to Preston midweek, that both of them teams, when they did cause us problems, pressed us high up the pitch, wouldn't let the keeper find easy passes, let's say, from the back. What surprised me, and it just shows you the knowledge and how astute of a manager that that Pulis is. He didn't adopt that tactic. He let us play with it. He let us have it at the back. He let us do, them passes around the back. And when we got to a certain level out of our half, or when we got towards the halfway line, they started to press then, if the opportunity was on. Only when the opportunity was on, they weren't going in, willy-nilly. When the opportunity was on, they did press. But yeah, their side of the pitch, whenever we breached into their half, there was no space. We can call out Saiz and say he didn't have the best game, which probably didn't click. But for me, that was due to Boro's tactics. You've got a little diminutive Saiz and all these towering fucking giants around him. Because let's be honest, the height was a major part in this game. Hence the amount of set pieces and the danger Boro posed from them. And the fact we did concede a goal from them says a lot for me, especially when you've got little Berardi in there, and and I was calling for Pontus and Cooper to start the game just for the height, but like Phil Hayde said before, Bielsa's not going to change his style of play. You wouldn't expect, say, Pep to say, do you know what, let's not play David Silva in this game because he's not very high, he's not tall, let's put on, I know Yaya, but Yaya don't play, but I'm just trying to think a comparison in size, and him say, let's not play David Silva, let's put Yaya in just because they're a bit taller. They're not going to do it. The football purists, they have one style of play, and they'll continue to adopt that style of play. So I think it was a bit naive, really, from myself to expect him to make that change. But to be fair, Berardi had an awesome game. And like I say, for us not to concede, I mean, me and my pal, any set pieces, I was like this, because they're just so dangerous from them. But yeah, going back to Boro, just an awesome back line. Really impressed with Shotton, with Dale Fry. I'm trying to think of really clear-cut chances for either side. I know, like, this is why, I mean, yesterday, after the game, I was so pissed off because it was just anti-football, I thought, at times. Their one aim was to, let's get set pieces, let's bang it in the box. Maybe if Braithwaite plays, they adopt a different style of play. They have that link from midfield to Assombalonga. But maybe it's a blessing in disguise that he put in his transfer request, because it could have been a different game. But then again, who knows? Pulis might have still adopted them same tactics and just not played Braithwaite, because when I spoke to the guys at Boro Fan TV on the Thursday, they seemed to think that Pulis would play Braithwaite regardless of him putting in a transfer request. And the fact he was on the bench shows that there is an element of truth to that. So maybe all along he was just not going to play Braithwaite in this game. But you've got to applaud Pulis for his tactics, and for me, like, you know, you want to win the game. We've not got beat. We're undefeated. We're top of the league. Yeah, Boro, there's not many teams who are going to score goals against them. That's a fact. You know, like, they're just so strong at the back. Like, they just impress me. Like, they just. It sounds a bit of a mad, but they're just like, when you, I don't know, just like Sunday League. I'm not saying the Sunday League footballers, but it's that old school, isn't it? Big, massive centre-backs. They've got 3 of them there, for feck's sake, you know, Fry, Flint and Ayala, and they're absolute beasts. Can't stand Ayala, but they are beasts. So, and just, as I say again, Pulis, whenever we got into dangerous areas, we were just suffocated in a sense, and they had 10 men in one side of the pitch at times, and it was just hard. And I feel a bit harsh on Harrison, and I felt a bit harsh on Harrison after the game when people were saying we missed Hernandez, and the only player he would have replaced would have been Harrison. And for me, Harrison had a really good game, the best game he's had since he's been at Leeds. And maybe he's starting to adjust to the speed of the game, because MLS is a lot different. He has got something about him. You could see that. He played really well. But saying that, if Hernandez were there, Hernandez is that player that finds you that space. You know, he's not tricky. He doesn't take people on like, you know, your old age wingers, let's say, for example, that are just pace and stuff. And when he comes in from that right-hand side, I know he's not particularly a winger, but he just finds space, and him and Saiz link up so well. So I think if the one player that could have maybe found a little bit of space within that, you know, that suffocation of Boro, it would have been Hernandez. So it's a shame he didn't play. But it's not had. You know, we've still come away with a point, which is happy days. And like I say, not many teams are going to score against Middlesbrough. But yeah, we missed Hernandez, definitely. Alioski cut a frustrating figure for me. The guy needs to learn the offside rule. It's so frustrating to see, because at times he's awesome, but he's offside a lot of the time. You know, there was one stage where we were through and everyone could see he was offside, bar Alioski. And you can't really blame the player that's I think it might have been Saiz who's passed the ball, because the game's played at that much at speed. You just see you know a white figure in the corner of your eye and knock it through. But it's up to Alioski to time his run, and yeah, he was just offside a lot. I thought, you know, we were just really strong though. We did really well. By all accounts, I mean, I got a text, well, my pal got a text off his dad saying if VAR was in, you know, Boro could have had a couple of penalties, one from Cooper, I think, on Ayala. You know, I've not had, I watched the highlights, but in the highlights, there's nothing really there. From a highlight perspective, it's majority of it's Leeds. You know, we'll all... Boro say they were good. I mean, I got a text off one of my pals that said, you know, the quality was at Boro. I don't know about that, because for me it wasn't quality. It was, let's fucking win set pieces and knock it into the box. It's not quality, is it? But yeah, I mean, we had that one chance, the header, which cleared off the line by Clayton. I thought Clayton had a good game. They had the chance with Howson. I don't know why he was allowed to run through. But again, it was a decent save by... It was at a decent height, but it was a decent save by Bailey Peacock-Farrell. And he did really well again, Bailey. You know, I questioned him early doors just on his catching and stuff when the ball's into the box. But it was immense yesterday. You know, it'd be... Against their, I keep going back to it, but against their back line at set pieces, you know, to come away really unscathed. We weren't really that much troubled. Is well fought, and I think like Foxy said when I met up with him, they're the best in the division at that style of play, by a mile. You know, so we're not going to come up against that every week. The next game we've got is Millwall, which I've not seen much of this year, but by all accounts we know how they're going to play, and it's going to be a similar style of play. And if we can deal with Boro and get a point, then, you know, I see us beating Millwall, and then we've got Preston. So the next month looks really good, and hopefully, you know, we'll continue in this form. I just wanted to remain unbeaten. That was the main thing for me. You know, and let's be honest, we all knew that Boro weren't going to let us play, because I think if they let us play football, we're beating them. But they did really well. You know, both Boro and Leeds, I thought it was a fair result. Both teams will be happy. You know, I've seen some of the Boro Fan TV stuff, and some of the idiots on there saying, you know, they should have won the game, we're shit and all this, they need their heads testing. I don't think they really know much about football, but it is what it is. But yeah, happy. We're still undefeated. We're top of the league. You know, let's not get too carried away. We've been there before at this time of the year, but I think, you know, it feels different. It feels different, and you know, Purely spoke well about Leeds and how we're a big club. And I've been speaking to my mate this morning, actually, and he said, like, which, to be fair, for him to come out and say this to me, he's probably regretting it, but he did say any team that finishes above Leeds, you know, will go up. So that's a glowing reception from a Boro fan. So yeah, I'm happy with the point. I was frustrated last night. Like I say, it was a difficult game, but it was just a proper English game. Like, it was just for a 0-0. It was a pretty entertaining game. I think we were all entertained. It were under the lights. The noise was immense. It was just a good day all in all. And we have the international break now, which, to be fair, I'm looking forward to this time around. And, well, I hate it, but I don't hate it as much as I have done in the past because of what Gareth Southgate did in the summer. So maybe, you know, we'll enjoy the international break now, come back, and we've got Millwall away, which I'm going to, 15th of September, first away day of the season, so I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully bring some sort of videos. You've got Oscar's done his post-match review and player ratings, and we've got Ramblings of the SS also putting his review out. So make sure you give them a watch. Please hit like, subscribe. We've had a few subscribers over the last few days, so thanks very much for that, guys. Make sure you share on your social medias and that if you can. And don't forget to leave comments, because what I like to do on a Monday is go through your comments. People seem to enjoy it as well, so do make sure you leave comments on my video if you agree or disagree, and let me know what you think. But all in all, it was well fought point. We go again. We are still top of the league. Marching on together. Are we going up? Is it too early? I think it's too early. But yeah, we're going well. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of the football, guys. And I will see you on Monday, replying to your comments and just really having a general chat. So I will see you then. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.